Welcome to our exploration of how climate change is transforming weather patterns in the Great Plains. In this video, we will examine rising temperatures, shifting precipitation, and the growing frequency of extreme weather events that are reshaping this vital region. From increased drought and flooding risks to profound impacts on agriculture and ecosystems, we will uncover the challenges faced by communities and the adaptive efforts being made to address these changes. Join us as we delve into the intricate relationship between climate change and the weather phenomena affecting the Great Plains. 1. Increased temperature. Climate change is becoming a major driver of rising temperatures in the Great Plains. Summers are getting hotter, with heat waves becoming more frequent and intense. People living in the region are noticing milder winters, which may sound pleasant, but it actually disrupts the natural cycle of the environment. For instance, certain plants and animals rely on cold winters to thrive, and without them, the ecosystem becomes unbalanced. These temperature changes can also affect humans by increasing energy demands for cooling and heating. It's like suddenly having to wear a winter coat in summer. It's uncomfortable and not what you're used to. The impact of these temperature changes is widespread, affecting everything from daily life to long-term planning in the area. 2. Changes in precipitation patterns. The Great Plains are experiencing significant shifts in precipitation patterns due to climate change. In some areas, rainfall has become more intense, causing heavy downpours that can lead to flooding. Meanwhile, other parts of the plains are facing prolonged droughts, leaving the land dry and cracked like an old leather boot. This inconsistency is problematic for farmers who rely on predictable weather for planting and harvesting crops. The unpredictability of precipitation can also challenge water management practices, making it harder to maintain a steady water supply. It's like trying to fill a glass with water from a wildly fluctuating faucet. This uncertainty impacts not only agriculture but also everyday life in the region. 3. More extreme weather events. The Great Plains are no stranger to extreme weather, but climate change is making these events more frequent and severe. Tornadoes, severe storms, and heavy snowfall are becoming more common, each bringing its own set of challenges. Imagine a roller coaster ride that suddenly speeds up, thrilling for a moment, but potentially dangerous if it goes too fast. These extreme weather events can cause damage to homes, infrastructure, and even result in loss of life. Communities are often left scrambling to recover, facing both immediate impacts and long-term consequences. The unpredictability of these events adds another layer of complexity to life in the Great Plains. 4. Drought conditions. Drought conditions are becoming a more common occurrence in the Great Plains, posing a significant threat to agriculture, water supply, and ecosystems. The land, once lush and fertile, is becoming parched, reminiscent of a forgotten garden in the height of summer. Farmers are particularly affected, as they struggle to grow crops and maintain livestock without adequate water. This scarcity also impacts local communities, where water restrictions become a necessity. The lack of moisture affects not just the soil but the entire ecosystem, disrupting wildlife habitats and plant growth. Droughts are not just an inconvenience, they represent a serious challenge to the sustainability of the region. 5. Impact on agriculture. Agriculture in the Great Plains is feeling the strain of climate change, with altered weather patterns disrupting traditional farming practices. Crops face stress from irregular rainfall and temperature extremes, much like a marathon runner trying to complete a race with unpredictable obstacles. Farmers are finding it increasingly difficult to plan for the planting and harvesting seasons, which can lead to reduced yields and financial losses. The changing conditions also affect the types of crops that can be grown, forcing farmers to adapt or face potential ruin. This upheaval in agriculture has significant implications for food security and the economy in the region. 6. Altered growing seasons. Climate change is altering the growing seasons in the Great Plains, impacting crop yields and the types of crops that can be cultivated. The seasons are becoming longer, which might seem beneficial at first glance, but it can lead to challenges like increased pest activity and crop diseases. It's akin to leaving a loaf of bread out for too long, resulting in mold and spoilage. These changes mean that farmers must adapt their practices, potentially shifting to different crops that are better suited to the new conditions. The effects of these altered growing seasons ripple through the entire agricultural sector, affecting everything from planting schedules to market supply. 7. Increased flooding risks. With climate change comes an increased risk of flooding in the Great Plains, particularly in areas with poor drainage or existing infrastructure challenges. Heavy rainfall events can lead to flash flooding, turning streets into rivers and fields into lakes. Imagine trying to walk through a downpour without an umbrella. Everything gets soaked, and nothing is spared. These floods can cause significant damage to homes, businesses, and farmlands, leading to costly repairs and recovery efforts. The threat of flooding is a constant concern for residents and authorities, requiring ongoing vigilance and preparedness to protect communities. 8. Ecosystem disruption. Climate change is disrupting the ecosystems of the Great Plains, affecting wildlife habitats and the distribution of plant species. The altered weather patterns mean that some animals and plants may no longer find the environment suitable for survival. It's like a puzzle where the pieces no longer fit together, leaving gaps and chaos. These disruptions can lead to a decline in biodiversity, with certain species struggling to adapt to the new conditions. The ripple effect of these changes impacts the entire ecosystem, from the smallest insect to the largest predator, with potential long-term consequences for the region's natural balance. 9. Health risks. The health risks associated with climate change in the Great Plains are becoming more apparent, with increased temperatures and extreme weather posing serious threats. Heat-related illnesses are on the rise, as scorching temperatures become the norm during summer months. Poor air quality, exacerbated by these temperature changes, can lead to respiratory issues, particularly for vulnerable populations like the elderly and children. It's like trying to breathe through a thick fog, difficult and potentially dangerous. Additionally, extreme weather events can lead to injuries and mental health challenges as communities deal with the aftermath. These health risks highlight the urgent need for adaptive measures to protect the well-being of residents. 10. Community adaptation efforts. Communities in the Great Plains are taking action to adapt to the impacts of climate change, implementing strategies to build resilience. Improved water management practices are being adopted to better cope with fluctuating precipitation patterns. Sustainable agricultural practices are also being embraced, helping farmers adjust to new growing conditions. It's like learning to dance in the rain instead of waiting for the storm to pass. These adaptation efforts are crucial for ensuring the long-term sustainability and prosperity of the region. By focusing on resilience and innovation, communities are working to thrive in the face of climate change challenges, setting an example for others to follow.